You know, the whole idea of artificial intelligence in the classroom, it's not some sci-fi future anymore. It is happening right now. And it's not just changing the tools we use, it's completely rewriting the definition of learning, of teaching, even of what it means to know something. So what does this new world actually look like?
And that really gets us to the heart of it, right? How is AI completely rewriting the rules of education? Because believe me, the changes are happening at a dizzying pace. And for students, for educators, for parents, the stakes really couldn't be any higher. Okay, let's just start with the sheer scale of the impact. A recent Microsoft study found something that honestly made my jaw drop. For at-risk students using AI tools like Copilot, there was a 275% increase in learner agency. Now that's just a fancy term for a really powerful idea, students taking control of their own education. This isn't just a small step up, it's a revolutionary leap.
And this really shows us something important. That old fear that students would just use AI to cheat and get easy answers, it's already kind of outdated. What's really happening is they're using it like a creative partner, to brainstorm, to sift through complicated info, and to start building the skills they're going to need for their actual careers. It's about collaboration, not just shortcuts.
And you have to understand, this isn't just happening in a few high-tech schools in Silicon Valley. AI is already a massive phenomenon in classrooms everywhere. The speed at which it's been adopted has been, well, nothing short of breathtaking.
Yeah, the numbers here tell a really clear story. A 2024 study found that almost half of all K-12 students and teachers are using ChatGPT every single week. But then, look at the university level. That number just skyrockets to 86%. This has gone from a niche thing to the absolute mainstream of education, and it happened in record time.
And it's not just about one chatbot. A whole ecosystem of specialized AI tools is popping up. You've got tools like Magic School AI that are saving teachers hours of prep work, or Diffit, which can create reading materials for every single level in a classroom. We're even seeing a kind of AI arms race, with tools like Turnitin constantly evolving to try and detect AI-generated content. This is a complete paradigm shift. So, with everyone jumping on board this quickly, you have to ask, what's the big promise here? What's the ideal future that everyone is chasing? Well, it's a vision of a fundamentally smarter, more personalized way to learn. Just imagine a classroom where every single student has a learning path that's perfectly tailored to their own strengths and weaknesses. Picture teachers being freed from all that soul-crushing admin work so they can actually focus on inspiring kids. That's the promise, an AI-powered tutor for every student, ready to go 24/7, making learning way more engaging and frankly more effective. And this quote, I think, gets right to the heart of the optimistic view. It's not about students finding shortcuts. Microsoft's research shows they're actually asking more sophisticated questions, using AI to dig deeper into subjects. So really, they're not just learning what to think, they're learning how to think.
And you know, this whole quest to use technology to make learning more fun and engaging, it's not new. It's kind of funny, actually. The classic game, The Oregon Trail, that wasn't just made for fun. It was designed way back in 1971 specifically for an 8th grade history class. The tools have definitely changed, but the goal has been the same for decades.
Okay, but with all this incredible promise comes some pretty significant peril. The very same technology that could close learning gaps might, if we're not super careful, actually create new and even deeper ones. This unregulated rush to adopt AI, it definitely has a dark side. The most immediate danger is a widening equity gap. We're already seeing studies that show wealthier school districts are way ahead of the curve in providing AI training and resources. So if we don't step in, AI won't be the great equalizer we hope for. It'll just become another powerful tool for magnifying the very inequalities we're trying to solve.
And it goes beyond just access. There's a whole ethical minefield to navigate. Research keeps pointing to 4 major worries. Data privacy is the big one. Who owns student data? Who gets to see it? Then there's algorithmic bias, the danger that the AI just reinforces old prejudices. And on top of that, you have the risk of supercharged misinformation and the real fear that students might become too dependent on these tools. The challenges are huge.
And this all points to a much deeper problem that isn't really about the tech itself. As one report from EDUCAUSE puts it, the real issue is a persistent lack of data literacy across our whole society. We're handing students and teachers these incredibly powerful tools, but we haven't yet taught them how to use them wisely or safely.
Which brings us right to the issue that's on every educator's mind: cheating. But the conversation is starting to shift.
The focus is moving away from just trying to catch cheaters and toward a much bigger question. How do we actually teach integrity and critical thinking in the age of AI?
I think this quote from Microsoft Research just nails the mindset shift we need. The goal can't just be about getting the right answer anymore. The real opportunity here is to teach students how to use AI as a collaborator, a thought partner that helps them discover the answers for themselves.
And leading institutions are already drawing up the roadmap. Harvard's framework is a fantastic example. It's not about banning AI. It's about making it part of the curriculum. First, you teach AI literacy, how it works, what it can't do. Then you use peer review, so students have to critique how their classmates use the tools. And finally, you have real debates about the ethics. They're turning the AI challenge into a powerful teachable moment.
All right, so we've got the incredible promise, the serious peril, and these new ways of thinking about teaching. How do we actually put all these pieces together? How do we navigate this new AI frontier responsibly so we get all the benefits while avoiding the risks? Well, the first step is just to be realistic. As one report puts it so bluntly, there's no easy button for this. Getting through this transition is going to take deep, intentional work. It's going to require a major cultural shift inside our schools.
And when you look across all the research, a pretty clear roadmap starts to emerge. It begins with having clear policies and open communication. It demands continuous, practical training for teachers, not just a one-off seminar. The ultimate goal here is to build a culture of what they call AI fluency, where everyone, students and staff, understands the language, the potential, and the ethics of these powerful new tools. And why is all this so critical? Because the world that students are graduating into demands these skills. LinkedIn data shows that AI fluency is now one of the most in-demand skills on the job market. So preparing students for this new reality isn't just a nice idea, it's absolutely essential for their future.
Which really leaves us with this final thought. The biggest challenge ahead of us isn't about the technology, it's not about teaching the AI, it's about teaching ourselves, all of us, educators, parents, students, how to use it wisely, ethically, and effectively. And the real question is, are we ready for that challenge?